My buddy, my friend, the founder of Callforce, Cory Pinegar. Cory, what's up, man?
Glenn, it's good to see you, man. It's been a
Oh
minute,
man,
but always happy to be back.
I love it. So, guys, if you're wondering, you're looking at my background, you're wondering, like, dude, it looks different. I'm actually in my practice today, guys. I do practice dentistry. I'm actually normally off today, but I have a new associate. I'll actually do a Facebook Live later about how I onboard my new associate. But I was there meeting him, supporting him, and then I said, Cory, it's like as long as you're okay with me being in my practice. Cory's like, dude, we're good. So, anyways, I'm here, and I just want to show you something. I just want to show you something. Oh gosh, I don't have it here, but Callforce has been taking care of my practice, right, all the time. And I get all these reports, and I asked my team to give me the report, and they forgot to get it. But it's just amazing what they do, and my team just absolutely loves what Callforce does. So there might be a few you guys, maybe a few. We always get new members all the time that you're probably wondering, what is Callforce? Who is Cory Pinegar? What is this all about? So, Cory, quickly, for those who don't know who Callforce is and what you guys do and who you are, quick intro. Quick intro.
Yeah. So, I mean, the quickest way to explain what we are is we are a dental specific call center. And so we manage your overflow calls when you're busy during the day or after hours. We do your unscheduled or overdue hygiene appointments, and we do your insurance verifications. And we're currently doing that for over 2,500 practices throughout the United States and Canada. And what's really cool and why I always love coming back is Nifty Thrifty was our start. And that is not a BS answer, but we very early on when we started a little over 5 years ago, got connected with Glenn Vo. And Nifty, I remember we did a live in Nifty
Yeah.
Thrifty 4+ years ago. And I remember that night we received a couple, demo requests or learn more requests. I think it was like 13. And I'm
Oh,
sitting
nice.
there like, oh, here we go. It's the start of our business. And so we are just always happy to be a supporter of the group. And we can genuinely say we love you all and we're grateful because you're our start. And so it's always great to be back. We started by just doing overdue patient recall, and we've evolved our service and brand over time to be dental experts within scheduling and within retention. And that's why I'm excited to be here today, Glenn.
Man, wow. I mean, what else could I say after that? And that's the biggest thing, I mean, we always hear it all the time in our groups about, okay, staffing issues. Hey, we don't have enough, the staff that we do have, we're really leaning on them and getting them to do more tasks. And here's the thing, guys, if it's hard to find staff, you best believe that you want to make sure that you keep your existing staff there as well. And again, a company like Callforce would I've been using have been tremendous. Now, I will say this. I will say this. The great thing about Nifty Thrifty is that all the CEOs like Cory with Callforce and other ones, they're all in the group. And the reason why they're on the group is because I want to tag them. If there's an issue, I want to tag them in these posts. That's all. I call that a double-edged sword because it's great that all our members can get like service right away. It's also a bad thing sometimes because, again, when people bring up an issue and I tag the CEO, some of you guys may think like, man, they have a lot of problems. It's showing up in Nifty Thrifty. Guys, you have to understand this, that because we have this great relationship with Cory and Kevin with Mango Voice and Ruben with Dark Horse and all these other CEOs that are in here, because they're in here, you guys get like your issues addressed right away. That's a good thing. That doesn't mean that they have a lot of problems. And I want to make sure that everyone understands that, right? Just because someone says, hey, I have an issue with Callforce, it's not that everyone is having an issue with Callforce. It's just that sometimes people forget that they do have a helpline that you can call them and get support. You don't have to talk about it in Nifty Thrifty, right? So again, I want to address that out there. But with that being said, Cory, um, let's not talk about all the good things. Let's talk about when things go bad. Talk about like the commitment you guys have. Again, whenever there's an issue and I tag you, you and your team normally address it ASAP. And why is that so important? Why is
I
that so
mean,
important?
so let's even take a bigger step back. I'm a entrepreneur at the end of the day, and The reason that I actually love these groups and appreciate when someone tags is because it's an opportunity for us to improve. It's complete bullshit if someone creates a product and an idea and then rolls it out and there's never a problem. That just doesn't happen.
Yeah.
And the reality is, I am not a dentist. And so I don't experience and know all of the nuances that you all do. And so when you come into the group and say, hey, I'm experiencing a problem here, not a number one, we can solve that right away. That's important. We want to be known as a customer service based brand where if you have a problem, there's a real person who's going to call you and not read off a script, but that they can say, let's fix this together. But number two, the reason that this matters is you influence our product and service roadmap. And so when we go back to the team, we can say, hey, you know what? In the last 3 months, we've had a consistent issue come up within the Nifty Thrifty Dentist Group. Why is that happening? And then how can we prevent that from happening in the future? We all know none of us jumped into dentistry or life or running a business knowing what we know now, and we don't know all we need to fully run a successful business. And so the reason that these groups matter is we get to talk to you, the end user of our product and service, and then we get to say, okay, how can we make this better? And when you comment in the group or when you email me directly, it influences our roadmap so that we're not building to what we think that you need. We're building for what you tell us that you need to solve your problem.
I love that, man. And I love the fact that I've always loved the fact that Callforce is always straight up about those things. Again, they're not perfect, but they always strive to do better and they always take care of everyone. That's the one thing too. Like if you've ever had an issue with Callforce, there's no way you could say that no one ever reached out to you or no one even cares because they do. They take care of it. And again, Callforce is not for everyone. But I will tell you this that the issues that I have heard, because I've actually been in the middle of some of these things, right? Like I'll get on a group chat. Literally, I get on a group chat with Cory and other people. And most of the time, what we end up finding out, it's not so much a breakdown on Callforce, it's a breakdown on like the systems and the practice. And that's okay. That's okay because again, like I've seen it where actually Cory will like walk through and say, hey, this is what these other practices are doing. Maybe implement these things. And it's funny because it's not what Callforce is about. They're not there. They're not there to consult whatnot. I mean, look, if you guys need some coaching, consulting, you can join the Dental Launchpad, right? Like Cory will refer you to me and other people, right? But sometimes in the midst of trying to figure out what the issues are, like they find those problems and they do those things. So that's something that is not even added on to what Callforce does. So again, I love the fact that you brought that up. And here's the thing. Here's the thing if you've been on the fence with Callforce and wondered like, okay, well, I don't know if I want to work with them. I'm not sure. I'm kind of scared. I don't want to make that commitment. Well, there's something that Callforce has always done, and that is their philosophy on contracts. So, Cory, if someone wants to work with Callforce, I mean, do you just lock them into a year and make them suffer for a whole year? Or what's the philosophy there?
I mean, as a entrepreneur, again, my belief is that we should provide value, or you have the right to leave at any time. And so, with any of our services, we have no contracts. We have a service agreement. But when you provide us notice, you can walk away at any point, because you shouldn't be required to use something that isn't adding value to your practice and providing ease of life on you and your team members.
So there you go, guys. I mean, again, we'll talk about the Nifty deal because we love Nifty deals in this group, right? But here's the thing. Callforce doesn't hold you into a contract, right? I mean, there's other companies, I'm not going to name any names, but they will, right? And then you're stuck and then you're just ticked off, okay? The thing is Callforce, they want to earn your business every month, right? And for the most part, they've been growing. They've been growing. They do. They earn that business all the time. And will there ever be hiccups? Yes, but here's the thing. It's a good company when they actually want to make things better. It's not so much like, okay, they never have any problems. Everyone does. It's when they want to make things better. So there's other companies out there. You guys have maybe heard about it, but here's the thing. They're not in this group. They don't take care of you guys in this group. And so here's the thing. When you have an issue, right? What happens? These doctors suffer in silence, right? Again, someone was talking about this other phone company, and they're like, "Can you talk to them?" I was like, "Dude, I don't have a Nifty deal with them. I have no pull with those guys. I can't do anything." So if you're using someone to, outsource your phone calls to, and you have an issue with them, I can't do anything. We don't have a deal with them. But if there's an issue with Callforce, I can get you in touch with Cory right away. So, okay. So we talked about outsourcing phone calls, right? But let's get more specifics, okay? Because again, people who've watched Callforce, have watched you for a while, Cory. They're like, oh, okay. Well, they're the company that, if you have overdue recall patients, they call and get them on the schedule. Yes, they do that. That's a big part of their service. But if you haven't been following Callforce, they do so much more now. So, Cory, can we just go over those things? Because again, I think like people always just say, okay, well, they just call overdue recall patients, which I can promise you guys right now, even if you believe that you don't have that problem, get on the phone call with Cory and his team and just see. Right? There's no Cory. Is there an obligation for them to call in and just say, "Hey, I'm wondering if you guys if you guys are a good fit for me"? Do you charge them for that stuff?
Nope. I mean, our team will sit down. We can even run you a report based on the number of your overdue patients, which we can help you pull. And then we can give you expectations on what our team should be able to schedule going forward so that you can see how much opportunity is within your books, but not on your books.
Okay, so again, guys, there's no obligation there. There's no contract. So look, if anything, if you're remotely curious about it, then schedule a call with them, talk to them, and see. And you know what? If there's no room for call force in your practice, they're the type of people who will not, try to squeeze you in. They'll just say, "Hey, look, we can't help you here." They're honest guys like that. Okay, so we talked about the recalls. Okay, what else? What else do you guys do?
Yeah. So actually, to even take a bigger step back than that, the industry when we initially joined it was very unsaturated. What I would call it is the patient service industry or the fractional outsourcing. There is a lot of amazing companies out there today that differ from doing one vertical like we did at the beginning, which was overdue patient recall,
Mhm.
to providing a fully functionable and dedicated team member. And my belief is there's room in the ocean for everyone. So I actually have nothing bad to say about all of our competitors because I believe as long as they are doing an earnest day's work, it is good for the overall industry. Where we're different is we are fractional. And so there's only a few things that we're good at. Instead of saying, hey, we can give you a dedicated team member that will do whatever you need them to do, where we're different. And those are great. If you need just a fully functionable, full-time dedicated team member, there are great companies for that.
Mhm.
Where we're different is if you're missing a plethora of phone calls and need someone who's pre-trained, who can start today to answer and schedule new and existing patients, we're ready. Or if you lost the person who was doing your verifications, we can get started right away. If you need to just do your recare list, we can get started right away. And why I think that's important is I look at within a business, there's areas that we're just not experts within. Well, an area that I'm not an expert is the finance side of a business.
Mhm.
So we use a fractional CFO who works for us for 8 hours a week and helps us monitor and grow our business because he's an expert in financial reporting and holding our accounting team and accounts payable team and billing team to a certain standard. He knows more than I do. We are the knowledge experts within overdue patient recare, within overflow calls, and within insurance verifications, where you can say, you know what, they can take it over, and our systems generally are better than a traditional practice. And what we do with those services is we allow you to have the same services that an enterprise DSO would have.
Yeah.
Most DSOs who have 50 to 100 to 1,000 locations have their own patient service center where overflow calls go to, where recare calls take place. And so our goal is to help provide those exact same services at an expert level to a solo practice, which is going to drive better patient experience for you and also make your staff's life easier.
I think that's really important because again, everyone says like, they have issues with staffing right now. Maybe a staff member left, right? We had a poll about this not too long ago about what's your biggest problem right now, and the majority of the group was like staffing. So you never know. You can't really plan for these things, right? Sometimes, your team member decides to just start working from home. They don't want to work for you anymore, or someone offers a little bit more money, and then you're stuck, right? There's a lead time. There's a lead time to hire someone new, right? So what do? You end up stuck being the person answering the phones. You're stuck moving people around. Well, there's a solution here. There's a solution. It's Callforce. They can step in here and they can help for as long as possible. But I'm going to tell you what right now. Once your team realizes how much of a help Callforce is, it's hard to go back, right? So again, your team members, I mean, Corey, talk about all the times where offices have told you that, or even team members have told you that, hey, you took this off my plate so that I can be even better in what I do. How often does that happen when you hear it from team members, or when you're at conferences and people come up to you and talk to you about that?
We hear it all the time. And what I actually think is even more fascinating is we provide the proof to that monthly. So we run you a report
I
monthly
know
that
it's
says
the report that I was supposed to come here, so I feel like a doofus right now
you're
because my team. I was going to show them because that's the cool thing about Callforce. It's like, and again, there's a lot of other companies out there, but what I've noticed is that some of those companies don't have any reporting, and you're just wondering, like, you're just trusting that they're doing these things. But Callforce is different. They show you the proof. So talk about that, Corey. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off
no,
there, but I
no,
had to
that's
throw that in there.
hey, man, I would rather hear it from you. I'd rather have them hear it from you than me. But no, every month because Glenn said it best, people all the time, and let's cut straight to it. There's a general sense of distrust within dentistry where companies say we're doing this and dentists say, I'm not sure, or we're going to claim this outrageous level of ROI. And people say, well, are you just using that to get me to buy into the service? Every month we provide you a report not only on who we scheduled and their names, but did they show, did they not show, and how much did they spend? Because that's total transparency, where then we can come back and say, hey, we scheduled 11 people last month, but look, 4 people no showed and they were Medicaid. Let's remove Medicaid from your overdue patient recare list going forward. Let's be a partner within your success. And so we're going to learn from that data on our month every side, but you're also going to see, is more dollars being put in my pocket and are more patients receiving better healthcare because of the service? Instead of just giving you an ADA average, we want to prove that. And for every dollar we see typically spent, you're going to see $10 to $12 in revenue in your practice. But instead of saying that, let's show you that. And so that's why we waive our setup fees. That's why we have no contracts, because I know if we're doing that, people are going to stick around, and we actually want to show that and provide the transparency to you every single month.
So, a lot of times people, I mean, and you guys have data on this, right? A lot of times people are wondering, well, how many calls am I actually missing, right? Or how much value is in all those recall patients, recare patients that I could be calling? And, so let's talk about those things because again, how much money are people leaving on the table when they're not reaching out to their patients?
Oh, I mean, there's a stat that says if your practice does $1 million in a year, you're leaving $1.4 million of unbooked treatment or unscheduled treatment on your system. There is
Gosh,
millions of dollars of value. 32% of all phone calls are not answered.
32%.
32. So every month, a typical practice sends to us 100 phone calls. And the thing
Wow.
that's very important is these are not after hours. These are not people calling at 8:30 at night. It's
Yeah.
great to have an after hours answering service. That's really what's not needed. Though we run 7 days a week and extensive hours, the reality is the bulk of phone calls come during the opening hours of the day, during lunch, and while people wind down. And we only charge if a phone call goes through to us. 100 opportunities. Even if we're putting 10 or 15 of those opportunities on your books, you're going to drive significant value, and your patients are going to know you as the guy who or the gal who will pick up in their time of need, and you'll build that reputation of being a
Yeah.
reliable dentist. And that speaks and adds immense value in a snowball effect over the years, Glenn.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. And again, it's a no-brainer because look, you people are always asking about, all right, well, I need new patients, right? I need to do more marketing. What's the best marketing? I want to do digital ads. I want to do mailers. I want to do all these things. But here's the thing. If you're advertising, you're putting all that money in there and no one answers the phone, you just got all your money and just flushed it down the drain. Here's another thing too. There's a gold mine. Cory, there's a gold mine in everyone's practice. Remember, you told me this yourself when we first met. You're like, hey, Dr. Vo, I need to tell you something. I was like, what's up, man? This young guy who I'd never met before. And he was like, I want to tell you something. You have a gold mine in your practice. I was like, really? I mean, where is it? Because I want to mine this gold. And you told me, Cory said, the gold mine is your existing patients. Let me show you. Let me show you how much money you have on the table. He did this with me. He made me a believer, and again, I'm just going to tell you the same story. Guys, you want more patience. You need more patience. You actually have a lot of patience. It's in your practice already. You just forgot to remind them or forgot to bring them back in. If you're marketing right now, if you have all these cool marketing campaigns, but Cory just said that 30% you missed 30% of your calls. How many of those calls are patients that are coming from those campaigns? You can't afford not to do something like this. But speaking of affordability, Cory, I'm just going to ask you some hard questions now, man. You ready, man?
Hit me.
People are probably wondering right now, well, I don't know if I can afford doing this stuff. Well, guys, you can't afford not to. But let's just talk pricing. So what does that look like, Cory? Like how much does it cost? What does the pricing look like? And again, Cory's a straight up guy. He'll straight up tell you guys. So let's talk about that.
Yeah, so first of all, we're going to waive your setup fee, which is $299. There shouldn't be a barrier or a reason why you have to say, should I try it out? So we're just going to waive that right off the bat. Next, we're going to give you guys, every person who signs up. Now, if you're a existing customer who uses a service on Callforce already, if you want to test out another service, you can still use this free service. So we're going to provide you $200, which should give you at least half a month of free service on one of our service lines, even if you're an existing customer. It does not matter. We'll provide that for you. And then we're also going to provide you our deepest solo practice discount lines on all of our services. So from recare, we're going to go from 30 to 25. From overflow calls, we're going to go from $6 to below 550. Now, I'll also be totally honest. Are we the cheapest service in our vertical right now? No.
I mean,
And
is there
there's a
someone cheaper? I don't know about them.
Hey, from what I've seen, from pricing that I've seen, we are generally not the cheapest. And the reason that I say that and say it bluntly is because as a total service industry, we want and need to be better. I want to have top quality team members so that I'm not giving you the cheapest appointment out there, but I'm giving you a patient that walks in tomorrow and says, hey, when I talked to Amanda yesterday, she was so kind and she helped me prepare for my appointment. And then we also gave you reporting on your dashboard on the back end that helped you understood what was happening within your practice. I want to be the leader within patient services, within dental call centers for you. And that takes money for us to invest in. As a company, we are not here to run a profitable engine that's making millions of dollars. As an entrepreneur, I am more passionate that we deliver an excellent product and service. And so we take every cent that we make and we invest back in our company so that we can build a better product and service. And that's why we charge what we charge, because I look at where we want to go and we're 10% of the way there. And that's why I'm excited to do this again in 6 months, Glenn, where we can say, here are the things that we've updated and changed to provide a better service to you, the dentist.
So there you go, guys. I mean, first of all, you have a nifty deal, an amazing nifty deal. There's no, you know, and no setup fee. Again, you have this credit that you can try all the different services, and there's no contracts, right? And here's the thing: if you're not sure, if you're thinking, you know what, I don't know if these guys can do what I need them to do, why don't you find out? Why don't you reach out to them? There's a no obligation call. You can demo things. There's no obligation, but at least you'll know. that Callforce is something that you can use. And if it can, it can definitely get you out of bind. It can definitely make things easier for your existing team. Okay, so Cory, really quickly, list all the things that Callforce does. Because again, we talked about the overdue recall patients, but there's so many other things. So can you go through this list so that way, if there's an existing customer who's saying, okay, I already have Callforce. Well, are you using everything Callforce offers? Or maybe you used Callforce in the past, you're good in a staffing situation. You're like, okay, I didn't need them anymore, but now there's something else that Callforce offers that can help you out. So, Cory, talk about all the services that Callforce does.
Yep, we have 5 services in total. Number one, overdue patient recare. We've talked about that a lot today. Number two, overflow phone calls. Number three, we manage your website chat. So instead of your team members having to always check who's messaging you, who's texting you, we manage your online website chat. Number four, we do your unscheduled treatment list.
That's a huge one.
And number five, we do insurance verifications. Instead of waiting on hold for Delta Dental for 45 minutes with a staff member that you're paying $18 to $21 an hour, we do that at a rate below what it would cost your team members, but also we increase accuracy and reporting. We've built a really interesting and quality system there.
I love it. I mean, guys, here's the thing. There's one thing, all those things that Cory just talked about, there is something there that can help you out, right? That is something there that can help you out. So, with that being said, reach out to them. It doesn't cost anything to talk to them. It doesn't cost anything to demo what they have. But it also, there's no contracts as well. And there's a sweet deal. So try them out. And I promise you, most people who work with Callforce, they stay with Callforce. I've been using Callforce for years. I mean, I think since almost 2017. Can't believe it's been that long. So reach out to them. So Cory, what's the best way? I mean, I'm going to tag Cory. Cory's going to make a comment in the comments section, so you'll know him. But again, you can reach out. You can DM him. But what are the other ways for them to reach out to you, Cory?
Yeah, so you can call our office, or not our office, but our sales team at 801 901 8852. You can also go to our website at getcallforce.com, GETCALLFORCE.com. I'll also link both of those online, and then I'll link access to our Nifty Thrifty deal. All of the specifics in the comments below. And then finally, DM me. I love it. I think it's fun. I'm not the quickest responder sometimes. Life is busy, but I do my best to always connect you either with me personally or a member of our sales or support or success team. And so never hesitate to reach out because we love this community.
Awesome. Well, Cory, hey, thank you so much for jumping on. Always great talking to you. And guys, if you're in a bind right now, staffing issues, your team's overworked, need some help, look at Callforce. Reach out to them. Cory's going to put everything in the comments section. It doesn't hurt to reach out to them and take advantage of that nifty deal. So Cory, thank you so much for jumping on, my friend. It's
Hey,
always
thank
good to see
you.
you.
Hey,
Guys,
thanks everyone.
awesome guys. We'll see you next time.